of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, be sincere, always sincere, more and more sincere. Sincerity exacts from each one that in his thoughts, his feelings, his sensations, and his actions, he should express nothing but the central truth of his being. A new light shall break upon the earth, a new world shall be born, the things that were promised shall be fulfilled. With love and blessings, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother from the collective works of our Divine Mother, Question and Answers, Volume 7, page 4. Question, sweet Mother, in order to receive in this silence, which part of the being should one concentrate? For this, our Divine Mother says, when you meditate, we use the word meditate, but it doesn't mean turning up thoughts in the head. On the contrary, it is always better to concentrate in one center, preferably the center of aspiration, the place where the flame burns, brings all the energies there in the center of the solar plexus, and if possible, secure an attentive silence as if you wanted to listen to something extremely subtle, something that needs an entire attention, a complete concentration, and a total silence, and then move. No more. No more thinking, no more moving, but laying yourself open so as to receive all that can be received, taking care at the same time not to try to know what is happening at the moment when it is happening. For if you want to understand or even to observe actively, that keeps on a kind of cerebral activity which is unfavorable to the fullness of the receptivity. Therefore, keep silent, as completely silent as possible, in an attentive concentration, and then remain immobile. Our Divine Mother says, if you succeed in that, then all is done. When you have come out of the meditation, sometimes after, usually it does not happen immediately, something within the being emerges, something new in the consciousness, a new understanding, a new aspiration of things, a new attitude in life, in short, a new way of life. It may be transient, but still something has advanced one step forward on the way to understanding and transformation. That may be an illumination, an understanding more true or nearer the truth, or a power of transformation which gives you a psychological progress or even a growth of consciousness, a great mastery over the moments and activities of the being. And these results are never immediate, as I told you just now. If you try to get them immediately, you keep yourself in a state of activity that is quite contrary to the true receptivity. You must be as neutral, as immobile, as passive as possible, with a background of silent aspiration, not formulated in words or ideas or even in feeling, something that waits in an ardent vibration, but which is not formulated, and above all, which does not try to understand. In the beginning, naturally, you do not reach this state easily or quickly. You must slowly calm your mind, bring together the threads of your consciousness, and concentrate. You lose three-fourths of the time to prepare yourself, but a little practice you can get it at will in a few seconds. Certainly, there exist more advanced states that are still nearer to perfection, but these come later on. If this attentive silence has been obtained, you have fully profited by your meditation. Question, sweet mother, what does Sri Aurobindo mean by perfection from above and perfection from below? In the topic of Sri Aurobindo, the supramental manifestation. For this, our Divine Mother says, the perfection from above is the spiritual perfection, the integral union, the identification with the Divine, the liberation from all the limitations of the lower world. It is the perfection in yoga, a perfection wholly independent of the body and the physical world, and which in ancient times consisted essentially in rejecting the body and physical life in order to have relations with nothing else than the higher world and finally the divine alone. Our Divine Mother says the perfection from below means to get from the human being in its present form and in its body, in its relation with all things of the earth, the maximum of which it is capable. That is the case with all great geniuses, the artistic genius, the literary genius, great organizers, great rulers, all those who, in one domain or another, have pushed human development to the utmost limit of its possibilities. From all points of view, from the point of view of strength and physical qualities, from the point of view of intellectual achievements, from the point of view of energy and courage, unselfishness and kindness and charity, all human qualities carried to their highest point, that is perfection from below. The perfection from above, says our Divine Mother. The perfection from above is spiritual and ultra human. The perfection from below is human perfection at its climax, a perfection which, besides, can be absolutely independent of all spiritual life and spiritual aspiration. You can be a genius without having any spiritual aspiration. You can have the most extraordinary moral qualities without having any spiritual life. And even generally, those who have a great power for human achievement are satisfied more or less with their condition. They have the impression that they are sufficient in themselves, they carry in themselves the source of their achievement and their delight, and most often it is very difficult to make them understand and they are not the creators of their own creations. Try to tell them it is not you who are the creators of the work you have done, but a force higher than you, and you are only its instrument. Well, apart from rare exceptions, you may be sure that they will find the joke to be in very hard, very bad taste and turn you out. We are thus truly in the presence of two perfections in which ordinary life go on in divergent.
Sun belts of knowledge, moon belts of delight, stretched out in an ecstasy of widenesses beyond our indigent corporeal range.